Hey guys, Jim Bounds with Co-op Motorworks and Motorhome Rehab Ranch on Patreon. And you ever seen one of these? Hey there! This is something you never look at. This is a part of your holding tank system, or what we put in. And I wanted to show you a little bit about macerators. This is a question we had from one of you ranch hands, and we're able to react to questions. So if you have some questions and want to see something specific, please send us some information, send us your question, and we'll try to get it on for you. Macerators. So for you guys who want to know what a macerator is, I think Webster describes it as a poop grinder. Okay? I mean, we have progressed beyond the point of launching aircraft carriers down a 3-inch pipe. You know what I mean? We grind it up, we parade it, and shoot it out a pipe. Much more civil. Very cool. And because a GMC Motorhome is so low to the ground, you know how stuff goes downhill? Well, there's not a whole lot of downhill to go. It don't go. You know? So when macerators came out, it really freed us up from doing nasty stuff with the GMC Motorhome because we don't have enough runoff. Okay? This is one of the main ingredients we use to install a macerator. Let me show you. It's right here. Here's the macerator. Okay? Your holding tank is back here. Now, guys, if your holding tank has a white gate valve on it, that's a Valterra valve. I mean, that's a Thetford valve, and that's an original tank. So the question is, what's the half-life of roto-molded polypropylene plastic? About now. They're cracking. As plastic deteriorates, it shrinks. So it cracks around the corners, around the pipe openings and all this stuff. There's a huge top. It'll crack down the top. When that happens, you can't fix it because it's deteriorated. It's shrunk, and it's going to keep doing it. If you try to fix it, it might work a while, but it's going to crack again. So the first thing you need to do to put a macerator in is to put a good holding tank. So this is a new holding tank. This is a GM floor plan coach. By the way, this is the EM50. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later. But this is an original GM floor plan. You can buy a new roto-molded tank with the fittings in the right place to put it right in. It has a 3-inch outlet. So now you can put a Valterra, a black valve. If you see a black valve, it's Valterra. If you see a white valve, it's a Thetford. Okay, so we use the Valterras now. Why? Because the valve is a wafer valve and is bolted together. So when the valve goes bad, you can change it. You're not having to throw everything away. So Valterra. Okay. Holding tank. You know what it's holding, right? Not what we want to look at. We don't want to touch it. It's a big thing now. People are going to cartridge toilets and, you know, recirculating things and all this. I don't know. I'm an American. I'm kind of, you know, I just wanted to go in a hole and make it go away. You know, what can I tell you? And the holding tank dumps into here. This is a pipe. We bring it out, get it away from this cross member where it is originally, all tucked in there. Bring it out, put the Valterra valve out here, and put the cable, the pull, over to the passenger side. Because if you go to the driver's side, it's under the generator, it's kind of nasty and what have you. So you run it over to this side, okay? So when you open this up, the stuff comes to here. Now, we have a cap. When you open the tank, look what you see. Stuff. The reason this cap is here is in the old days you take your slinky pipe, right? Hook it to here, pull the valve, and see what you can do to get the stuff to flow out, right? Well, if the macerator ever fails and you got a tank full of duty and you got to get rid of it, go to the old way, pull the cap off, hook a pipe to it. But that will tell you to change the macerator right away, because you won't enjoy this. And the cool thing about the macerator, it has its own little 2-inch valve. So when the macerator goes bad, highest failure rate in electronics are motors and relays. Macerator is a motor. Okay, when it fails, shut it off, take it off, put a new one in, open it back up, and you're back to go. But if you have to, you can do that. Okay, that's what this valve, this assembly does for us. So we take this, hook it up to the pipe. This is your main gate valve. Come over here, have this one open and stay open. Macerator's right here. The stuff will flow out here, flow into here. Motor turns up, creates a suction, literally sucks the stuff, you know, the stuff, sucks it out, and then grinds it up, right? And then it sends it out this clear pipe that's reinforced. It's connected to the macerator. This is your output. Now, a lot of people over the years have run that to a fitting that you hook a pipe to, and I don't like to touch stuff. So what we do, we run this pipe over to a PVC pipe right here. This is called the holster, okay? So you take your pipe, pull it out of the holster, go put it in the hole. You know the hole, where everything that we don't want to see goes, right? Oh, excuse me there. Excuse me there, Eleganza. Flip the switch, pumps it out through this pipe into the hole. You can watch your chili contest go out. While you're doing this, you're running a sink. You're running fresh water into the tank, right? So as your yesterday's chili contest kind of starts to lighten up a little bit, that means you're getting it cleaner. You're pumping clear water through it, and as soon as it's clear, great. Shut off the pump, go up front, shut off the sink, because you always want a little bit of water in the tank anyway. Okay? Guys, you know, shake it off, stick it in the hole. Bob's your uncle. Okay? I am going to go wash my hands, but it's not like there's stuff hanging off of them. You know what I mean? You've been there. This is a much more civil way to do it. This system is, you're looking at about materials and labor about $750, somewhere around there. If you have an original tank, and if it is not leaking, you can take your Valterra, your Thetford, your white valve, put a pipe on it, and come out and put all this stuff in. Then when the tank takes a dump, get rid of it, takes a dump. Isn't that cute? When it dies, take it out, put your new tank up in there, hook it to this system, and now you're ready to go. Okay? So yeah, macerators are cool things. They're great. You hook them up one time. You only do this once. Well, if you're a plumber, you know, maybe you don't care. But I don't only want to do it once. I hate plumbing. So you put this thing in there, you plumb it up real good, tight. We have an aluminum bracket to hold the pump and to protect it. Okay? So, macerator. Works well for a GMC. Certainly recommend it. You ever heard of the term pumping the pipe? So you're real low, right? You drop the back of the coach. You go over to look at the pipe you're supposed to put in, and it's sticking out of the ground. How am I going to get that to flow into that? Well, what you do, open the valve, the stuff goes into the pipe, right? So you grab the pipe, pick it up, and let it flow into the hole, right? That's called pumping the pipe. It's no fun. You don't want to do it. Get a macerator. All right, well, look, I hope you've learned something here. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the ranch hands to be involved with this. If you think you learned something and you want to learn some more, become a ranch hand. I really appreciate it. As you've noticed lately, we've got a lot of videos coming out. Why is that? Because we're starting to really get our stuff together. We're starting to get more videos out. We're listening to what your comments are. And we want Motorhome Rehab Ranch to be more helpful to you guys. I want you to help us get there. All right? All right, well, look, guys, we'll see you next time, all right? Bye-bye.